Right then guys, so today I'm just going to show you a little bit about taking some pretty basic open chord shapes that I know some of you will be learning, struggling through, and hopefully a lot of you have got to the stage where you can play these chords. We're going to play through a C major, we're then going to play through an A minor, then an E minor, and then finally a D major. And a lot of you will be playing through that, and I imagine getting a little bit tired of those same sounds. Now, I'm just going to show you a really almost effortless way of kind of putting together a slightly more interesting sound, literally just by kind of taking fingers off and adding fingers in certain places. So we're going to take this chord progression, C, to A minor, to E minor, to D, repeat that again. Now on the C, what I'm going to do is, in the first instance, I'm going to start with the C, then I'm just going to literally just take away my first finger. Now that does create a different type of chord, that creates a major 7th chord, but for our purposes, it just creates a different sound based around the C major. And then also going to take my little finger, I hope you can see that, and add it to the 3rd fret along on the high E string to give that high sound. So I'm going to go from the C, take my first finger off, then add my little finger, and suddenly we've kind of almost revamped that C major to sound a bit more like this. So we've almost created a melody, a little bit of a melody going from before swapping to the A minor chord. So that would go. And you can see I've added a bit of interest without not really thinking too much. I'm not learning any new chord shapes, all I'm doing is taking my basic C major chord shape and adding a bit more and taking a bit away. And we can do that with all the chord shapes. So if I move to the A minor, we'll do it, we'll take away the first finger again. We can even add exactly the same little finger down here. So exactly the same principle, but we're going to get an even more interesting sound out of it. So it's going to go A, take away the first finger, add the little, we get that sound. So far we would have okay, so we've added a bit more to it. Now, if we're on the E minor, now there's very little we can actually take away from the E minor, but we could take that one away. What we're going to do, in fact, we're going to add to the E minor. So we will start by adding exactly that same little finger, and then going to move it underneath to there. So we're actually creating a melody going downwards. Once again, all I'm doing is adding to the chord. We're not thinking about any new chord shapes here. So for the E, yep, so I'm just using that finger, which is at the moment is doing absolutely nothing, putting it on the top string there, going between the 3rd fret and the 2nd fret. And then finally on the D, we're going to do this absolutely classic take away the 2nd finger, leaving the open E string, putting it down again, then adding the little finger back to that note, playing a few sus chords there, but once again just literally taking exactly the same chord shape and just moving some fingers around. And you can try anything you want here, guys. Experiment. These are just a couple of ideas. Try taking that finger off or this finger and see what it sounds like. See what you come up with. So we could have something like this. And you see the second time around there, I even started doing even more, just anything that pops to mind. all within your strumming pattern, and make sure it does all fit into the necessary bars. So I'm only ever doing each chord for one bar, and I'm just squeezing it into that. And I really want you to experiment with that, guys. You can come up with anything you want, and to be honest, a lot of acoustic kind of pop songs are written like that, using basic chords and then kind of taking fingers off and on and working out new ways of going through these chords. So give it a go and let me know what you think.